Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Plague Inc. Evolved, the Windows Early Access version of the cell phone game Plague Inc. First things first, let me ask everybody to turn off their ad blockers. Help me make a career. Okay, so last episode we played the simian flu and we won. And we unlocked one of the simian diseases. Uh, Ape genes. Well, yeah, ape genes is what I meant to say, not diseases. Uh, but that didn't unlock a default one, and we still have about 5 of the default genes to unlock. And then my hope is that after we've unlocked the last 5 in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 run, that when we beat Prime, if we win every single game as we go down this list again, when we beat Prime, we will unlock the Necrovirus. And hopefully that will help us. We also, at some point, won on casual with the Necrovirus, and it unlocked the default one. So this experiment is going to be for the next 6 episodes, going through these one more time. We've been through these quite a few times, but it just is required. And then on the Prion, we should have unlocked every single gene. But today we're going to do bacteria on casual. Again, there's still really no reason to play on like brutal or mega brutal. But we will start doing that as soon as we've unlocked the last of these. Because at that point, going back and trying things on brutal and mega brutal actually makes sense. Yep. So let's see. Get more DNA from popping red ones, or get DNA from blue ones. Stick with the red ones. Make it harder to cure. Spread it by water. Give it a boost in urban environments. And we will stick with we'll stick with bonus DNA when devolving. So this is going to be a bacteria on casual. I haven't thought of a bacterial staph. Staph infection, I believe is spelled S-T-A-P-H, is a pretty nasty infection that I believe is bacteria, that can often result in major necrotic tissue growth, I believe, and loss of limbs and such. Let's see. It's general uncleanliness causes it. And if I hate to say, if I'm gonna think some general uncleanliness, I am gonna probably put it either in China or India, because they are very large populations that have not done a great job so far. They're trying, but they haven't done a great job of educating their populace. So let's start in India, why not? And that is a big statement, but you can, for instance, see examples of this in India and China, because both of them, both Chinese and India, swim in some very polluted waters with no real fear of infection. And swimming in polluted waters probably is a great way to get staph infection. But, yeah. Clean, cheap power discovered already. Gonna make it difficult on me. Now, of course, I don't want to just pick on India and China. There are many, many countries that have large populations that have not been properly educated in cleanliness to avoid infections and such. And one of them, actually, I would put the United States in that category. Because a major underlying group of Americans will not even wash their hands after going to the bathroom. And it's hard to find out who are the ones that are doing this because they won't mention it, or so unless you have somebody guarding the bathrooms and watching people actually wash their hands, there is a big contingency of people that don't do it. And we used to, the United States used to, in the early days, have have bathroom attendants. So somebody's job was to stand in the bathroom and hand out like dry towels, and they would accept tips and such. But socially, most people were not happy with someone in the bathroom when they needed to go in the bathroom. It's much like the Japanese are terrified of anybody else being in the bathroom or hearing them make bathroom noises. Americans aren't that different. Most people, it takes a lot of socializing to get away from that. That is a internal, deep-rooted in our genes fear that in moments of potential being off our guard, as it were. So, in moments when we could not perfectly defend ourselves, we are a little bit more fearful. But it's kind of silly because it's highly unlikely that like 1,000 years ago you might get attacked by a mountain lion. These days, the worst thing you're going to get attacked by in a bathroom is just a noisy neighbor. I have some thoughts on bathrooms in this strange discussion. Now, I would like to see them all become individual stalls. The communal concept is silly, and if you make everything individual, you don't have to then make certain ones gender specific. And recently I've noticed that some of the places now do this whole family bathroom thing where it's like if you were gonna change a diaper, doesn't seem like it's acceptable for somebody to change a diaper in a communal bathroom anymore either way. And I've heard some horror stories of fathers trying to change little baby girls' diapers and then getting dirty looks for some reason. For taking, I guess, the little girl into the men's bathroom. But I guess he would get even more dirty looks if he took the little girl into the women's bathroom, so it's kind of one of those lose-lose situations. If you just make them all individual, you don't have to deal with that problem anymore. Plus, that affords everybody a greater level of privacy. Arguably, it is possible that all the individual stall bathrooms would then become possibly dirtier, but that's a real hard thing to prove. There are maniacs of both genders, and I will go as far as to call them maniacs that intentionally or unintentionally just make horrible messes in bathrooms. Horrible, horrible messes. Well, I've got so much DNA. I haven't been discovered. Half the world is dead. Almost everybody is infected. Interesting. This is an interesting turnout for this this bacteria infection. It's like the game is too easy now. We're gonna have 150 DNA. I don't think there's any healthy left. Alright, so let's just refund this, refund this, refund this, and refund this. We'll just start down the path of total organ failure. So that's lethality pretty high already. I'm going to start throwing DNA in towards this to get the lethality options over here. See if I can get them higher. New warring disease spreading. So the first notice of it is it's so severe and so deadly that I need 13 DNA for the next step up. Kazakhstan starts working on the cure. So we were talking about staph infection. You definitely do not want a staph infection. The other way you can get a staph infection is quite simply by hurting yourself, getting anything as simple as even a simple splinter, and just not looking at it, checking it, or taking care of it. And you can easily end up in the hospital on accident. Okay, so here's we're gonna, with 39 more DNA points, severity is gonna be at its maximum at that point. I don't think we're gonna get all the symptoms, but we may get a lot of them. We are killing people really fast. France is in anarchy. Isn't it always, though? That's a historical joke. So, 36 to get hemorrhagic shock, get lethality up. I don't know if you get all of these up, if you even then can get lethality to maximum. But we will see when we have unlimited DNA. The experimental cure for staph is lethal. If you have a oozing or bad looking sore in any way, go to a urgent care, or if it's in the middle of the night and no urgent cares are open, then just go to an emergency room. It's much better that you be healthy and pay the ridiculous prices, in the United States at least, for emergency room visits than it is for you to potentially lose a limb or die. I mean, it's not just potentially lose a limb, you can just straight up die. 26 more DNA to get lethality a little higher. Staph set to destroy the humanity. Now, how could the staph infections really eliminate humanity? I don't see a way. It would have to become some huge social movement to just not have good hygiene. Soap and water is enough to keep staph at bay to only a few incidences, percentage speaking wise. So unless something happened to the entire world, it was just full of filthy, polluted water or something, and people stopped using good hygiene, and soap got outlawed, and antibiotics got outlawed. It would be a really weird situation. It'd have to be a confluence of many events for Staph to infect and kill everybody. But we did it somehow in this game. So 648 days. The cure only got to 15%. We never even did a genetic reshuffle. And we got 11,730 and 3 biohazards, which is pretty good. That's a pretty high score, maybe our highest score yet. I haven't really been paying attention to it. So we've unlocked suppression, which we will use next time on a virus. And that leaves us with just 1, 2, 3 DNA gene modifications to get, and then we should start unlocking the necroviruses. If we find we're not unlocking the necroviruses unless we play on the necrovirus, then we will stop playing the old diseases and just skip to the necrovirus. Either way though, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me through fan funding, click on my name Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus, or friend me on Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.